Hello, Matt.
Good morning, Chloe. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. It's raining, but it's not cold rain.
It's not. I haven't been outside yet, but it looks absolutely disgusting.
It's gross, but at least it's not freezing.
I mean, there's always that.
But it's nice. I think it's nice to have a rainy day sometimes, and just like, I mean, I guess we're already stuck inside all the time anyway. But
right.
But like the mood of like putting on folklore and like curling up with a book and like a cat or dog if you have one.
Right. Oh, it's always best to cuddle up when you've got a cat and or dog or both. And if they cuddle together, that's even better.
Oh my gosh, that's peak cuddling conditions.
That's peak cuddling. PCC, as we like to say. It's like 4:00 in the afternoon out there already, and it's only 9:30. So it's just weird out. A little hard to get going this morning.
Yeah,
but that's why it's good to have these lights on. And just
bask in it. Get a sun lamp. It's that time of year.
It is. We were talking about sun lamps just a little bit ago with one of our future guests that will be on the show today.
Our future show.
Future show guest that's today, just later today. Good morning, everyone. It is November the 23rd. It's Thanksgiving week.
Eat a turkey. This is how you do a turkey.
That's how you do a turkey. Yeah, that makes sense. Chloe, are you a meat eater? I don't.
Oh yeah.
Have we talked about this? I don't know. So you are a meat eater?
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you doing for Turkey Day? Are you doing a Friendsgiving with your roommates?
Yes. I'm doing Friendsgiving. One of my roommates is going to be out of town. The other roommate, we're gonna do. We were like brainstorming food, and she was like, "I'll cook this and this and this," and I was like, "That's everything. I don't have it." Because she's really good at cooking.
Yeah, sure, that's great. You do that.
It's good. We're gonna do a buttermilk chicken. We're gonna do. I'm gonna make my family's cranberry relish.
What was it?
Cranberry relish.
Oh, you have a family recipe for cranberry relish?
Yes. Yeah, it's cranberries and oranges and a little bit of sugar.
Nice. You made me remember that my dad makes oyster dressing, which is I thought it was stuffing or dressing with oysters in it, but there's actually no oysters in the dressing itself. It's only in the gravy that goes on top of the oyster dressing. But I was like, hey, could you send me that recipe? Because I love, like, my dad's stuffing is so good. And this is what he sends me. I'm going to try to show this. I don't know, with the green screen, it might not work, but he just sends me a picture of a card that he has written on. My dad doesn't have the best handwriting in the world. Like, his handwriting's not bad. It's actually, the more I look at it, the better it is. But it's very hard to read. But I'm going to make it. Not this Thanksgiving, but
I think you can do it. I believe in you.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of stuffing all year round. Like,
oh yeah.
Why do we not just a Thanksgiving food?
Yeah. Why do we relegate it to the winter holidays when it's so delicious? And I'm sure lots of people have stale bread quite often.
Quite often. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm doing, so we're cooking here, and it's just going to be me, my wife, and my mother-in-law. It's just going to be very, tight little quarantine bubble. But Abby doesn't really eat meat anymore, which is great. Good. Awesome. It's been cutting down the amount of meat that I'm eating.
Great for the environment.
Yeah. But it's Thanksgiving. I want some sort of roasted bird. So I went and got a couple of smaller chickens. So I'm gonna roast some chickens this year, which I'm very excited about doing.
Yeah.
But great. I'm also making mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes and green bean casserole. And
I forgot. We also have a family recipe for mashed sweet potatoes.
Ooh.
And they got a little bit of liquor in there.
Nice.
Nice. You guys, I'm telling you, Chambord in your sweet potatoes. Do it. It's so good.
Chambord in your sweet potatoes. Interesting. I don't have a bottle of Chambord, and I'm not going to go buy a bottle of Chambord just for sweet potatoes. But
yeah, well, sham yams.
Yep. Sham yams. I was like, cham yams? What's that?
What is a cham yam?
What's a cham yam? That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's real good.
So awesome. Well, let's see. Let's go into our day here. We've got some. We've got a fact.
Thunder.
Oh, did you just hear? Oh, gross!
I just heard thunder. Anyway, let's go to the next.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next thing. I was excited
before Chloe gets struck by lightning, which hopefully that won't happen. Let's see. Fact of the day today. This is once again. Mike is out of commission today. So Mike, I hope you're doing well out there. But that means I'm running everything myself here, and it's it's a good time.
Yeah.
It makes me miss Mike.
I miss him so much.
Mike,
when are you coming back? When are you coming back, Mike?
Mike, I'm sorry.
Matt didn't mean it, Mike.
I didn't mean it. We got a little bit of a nerdy fact of the day today.
Oh yes, please.
So on this day in 2004, the World of Warcraft was released.
Wow.
Multiplayer online game, World of Warcraft, which I do. Oh, I play so much of it. And especially now that quarantine, since quarantine has started, I was off the WoW for a good 3 or 4 years, and then the quarantine started, and I got right back on that horse.
Right back in there. Do you ride a horse in the game?
No, I don't. That's ridiculous.
Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry.
You're such an idiot. I ride
World of Warcraft. I thought in a fantasy.
I ride a magic carpet and an imperial Quinlan, which is some sort of animal.
Yeah, no, that was definitely stupid of me to assume.
And I have many mounts. I have many mounts that I ride. Only a few of them are horses. So if you've got any of those World of Warcraft questions, please feel free to toss those into the chat. Yes, Leroy Jenkins is WoW. Yes, Leroy Jenkins. If you remember that amazing video. So yeah, that's WoW.
Yeah. If you have a WoW character, please share.
Oh yeah, if you have a WoW character, drop that in the chat.
Share
whether you're Horde or Alliance. I've been running
what
Horde
kind of mount you have
for a while.
Tell us about your mount.
Chloe's very interested in mounts. So if you're, I don't know.
I am a horse girl.
Okay. So there's that. Let's see today. Let's see. Is WoW Whip 'em Out Wednesday anymore? No, it's not, Liz. Sorry. That's
what?
I didn't know that was a thing.
What about Woman Crush Wednesday?
Other Dave Thomas is in the chat. He also plays WoW. I'm just going to call him out on it right now.
Nice.
I play WoW together sometimes.
Nice.
Very nice. We've got a new expansion that comes out today. So as soon as the show is over, that's what I'm going to be doing. Very excited. Today is also National Espresso Day.
Wow, espresso!
Which is the perfect day to play a lot of WoW.
Get hopped up on the beans.
Get hopped up on the beans. Chloe, how much do you know about espresso drinks?
Oh, I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, that's right. You don't drink coffee. However, I'm a huge coffee drinker. In fact, when we have a kind of a sponsor for the show.
Yes.
As we say here, we're a no cussing or low cussing, no budget, good time. And if you go to Red Barn Coffee Roasters, redbarncoffee.com, type in the code Hello World, you get 15% off your order of coffee. and they have some espresso. It's very nice if you're an espresso drinker.
Red Barn Coffee Roasters. We've got espresso.
Yeah, that's the thing. But here's a little. I found a little chart.
Wow!
I found this. So this is a little chart of espresso drinks.
Okay.
Because Starbucks is a nightmare.
Yes.
I don't like. I mean, I will drink Starbucks because I mean it's what's available most times. But it's really hard to order things at Starbucks if because they just make up their own names for things. So like a macchiato, if you go to Starbucks and you order a macchiato, you are going to get a glass of sugar milk with some espresso in it. But actually, a macchiato is just espresso with a dollop.
A dollop
of this says warm milk. I'm going to say straight up foam. That's
because I didn't know that you could put milk in a dollop. You know what I mean? I feel like dollops have to have more substance, like sour cream or whipped cream. Like you don't dollop liquid.
Bella is bringing up a great point. What's the iced cap controversy I've been hearing so much about? That's actually a thing. So iced cappuccino is the reason that and this is what I was told. The reason like it's a thing is because you're putting something hot onto something very cold. Like you put the ice and then you put the foam on top of that, and it's not good for you, or it's like there's something that will like I don't know. I was told it was a health department thing, but that could have just been a reason to not make it.
Oh,
yeah. Iced cappuccinos are just a pain in the ass to make. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Which a cappuccino is espresso with steamed and frothed milk.
Yeah, depending on how dry you want that cappuccino. It will depend on how much.
Like my cappuccino is very dry.
Oh, then it would just be frothed milk. It would be like a macchiato with more foam on top.
Perfect.
Yeah. I would say I guess I still am a barista, even though I haven't been a barista since March.
It's who you are.
But I miss being behind an espresso machine, which is something I never thought I would say. I love making espresso drinks. So then you've got the latte, which everybody knows the latte. It's just espresso and steamed milk. And then you've got your mocha. So if you ever ask for a chocolate latte, you're doing it wrong. Just say mocha. It's a mocha.
Wait, who's asking for chocolate lattes, Matt?
I've had people ask for chocolate lattes. They're like, "Oh, can I get a latte with just put some chocolate in it?" It's like, okay, that's a mocha.
Who doesn't know that? Well, you know what?
You would be surprised.
This show is about
It's
learning,
about learning,
and we don't want to shame anyone. You know, we're just here to dispense the information, and hopefully, our viewers will now order mochas instead of chocolate lattes.
Yeah, never order a chocolate latte. So there's some espresso facts for you. Also, we have our trivia question, which is espresso related. Let me find that here. Here it is. So approximately how many coffee beans does it take to make a single shot of espresso?
Ooh.
Espresso is when you're putting pressure, like it's a certain amount of pressure. It's something like 128 something.
Yeah.
I read somewhere of what it takes to make the espresso. But about how many coffee beans does it take to make a single shot of espresso?
I've got a number in my head,
and
I'm pretty sure it's right. I'm going to save it to the end of the show because that's when we'll answer the trivia question.
So save that number, and we'll talk about that. We've got some numbers tossing in the chat. Saxtoodle, which I love saying people's screen names. Saxtoodle. Since 42. We'll see if they are right at the end of the show. So we are going to just kind of keep trucking right along here.
Let's roll.
We're going to bring on our first guest. He is a writer. He is a a paranormal expert, which I'm very excited. We're going to get spooky up in here. He was recently a guest judge on the 2MB Studio show Mind Over Manor, episode 1 of Mind Over Manor.
Wow.
When they had their ghost challenge, they had to catch a ghost. It was very fun to see what they came up with. But let's welcome Michael Grasso to the show. Michael, hello. Good morning.
Hi, how's it going, everyone?
Great. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Really happy to be on and talk to you about. Mind Over Manor was it was a blast. Everybody did such a great job with their ghost hunts.
Yeah,
they were hilarious, and it was just a lot of fun to like try to bring some fake expertise to the entire enterprise.
Yeah, no, that's a great show. That's a lot of fun. They put in so much work into that show, and it shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, Michael, you're calling from Revere, Mass.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
How's things up on that's the North Shore, right?
Yes, it is. It's rainy, and as a matter of fact, I think the exact same thunder clap went through at the same time Chloe's did. So I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they were different. Maybe they were just two different thunderheads. But it was very eerie because I'm like, I saw you react to it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, the house is shaking a little bit. So
wow.
We've got a little bit of we've definitely got a little bit of a sort of water feature thing happening outside right now. So I apologize for that in advance if you can hear dripping water constantly.
No, it's perfect. It kind of if we're gonna talk spooky things, this is actually the perfect weather for it.
Day.
Bella says half expecting to see a shadowy hand slide down the divider wall, and now that's all I can think about, Bella.
I mean, this is the thing. I put this up here. I am doing a lot more video stuff now, and I put this thing up here because what's behind it is even more boring than that. So I was like, eventually, I'm sure after months and months of doing video stuff, there will be all kinds of posters and stickers and other things on that wall. But for now, it's there literally to cover up an even more boring wall. So,
well, if we ever get around to doing some 2MB sticker merch, you'll be on the list.
Absolutely.
Of getting the first round. Oh, speaking of merch, I will talk about. Chloe, remind me to talk about merch.
You got it.
After we're done chatting with Mike, I don't want to waste Michael's time.
Yeah, because we need to talk about spooky things.
Yeah. So, Michael, I want to ask, how did you get involved? Like, how did you get involved in like getting into like this? Because you are are you a paranormal researcher or a?
I mean, it's always.
Like, how would you describe it?
It's just always been part of my life. I mean, like my very, very early years growing up in the late 70s and early 80s, it just seemed like that stuff was everywhere. And part of the reasons why I kind of took it on as a like subject expertise kind of section at my website, We Are the Mutants, is because I've just been around it for so long. It seemed like in the late 70s and early 80s, like, there were like astrology books at the checkout line and the supermarket. There was like shows like In Search Of on TV, all kinds of stuff that basically I just dived into as a little kid that I really, really liked. UFOs, all that stuff was just sort of like just floating out there, in sort of, there was no internet, obviously. So there were ways to get involved with that stuff that was just on TV and at the newsstand. And so when we got together 5 years ago to start We Are the Mutants, which, our site is really just all about like pop and underground culture during the Cold War period. So,
cool.
Basically all of us are, we were all born in the early 70s. So basically we all have these sort of like common cultural, whether it's films or whatever. But a big part of that was, all of the elements of the occult and the paranormal that were seemingly around at that time. So,
yeah, that was like, it was huge because back like around that time is when like cults were.
Please don't get me started on cults. I could talk years off about 70s cults, 70s and 80s cults. I mean, like that's part of it. It's sort of like, all of this stuff happened because people after the turbulence of the 60s were looking for, spiritual meaning or just were really starting to kind of see the sort of like structures of post-war America start to kind of crumble a little bit. And so people went looking for alternate sources of wisdom or whatever you want to call it. And so it became mainstreamed. It really became something that everybody had an opinion on. I mean, I think I did research for an academic paper once where I found that I think it was like 70% of people in 1978, this was a Gallup poll, believed in UFOs. I don't know if that number's changed a lot in the last, 40 years or so, but I mean, that was the sort of peak, during the Cold War period, the late 70s.
There's been a resurgence recently too in terms of like the popularity of astrology has been
absolutely
going up again, which is exciting for me because I love astrology memes.
Yeah. I sent one to a Sagittarius friend of mine the other day, which was something like somebody in an anime looking at a blank piece of paper and saying, you're welcome for all of the, very, very accurate critiques of your personality I've given you, or something like that. I'm like, oh yeah. But of course, I'm a Leo, so I don't have a leg to stand on. I'm always demanding to be the center of attention. So
Sagittarius season, everyone, get wild.
Yeah, that's true. It is. Yeah.
That's all just.
It's all
it's right over my head.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
So it's Sagittarius season. It just switched over yesterday from Scorpio season to Sagittarius season, and Sagittarius is like the sign of the mad professor, or like the eccentric, or like Billie Eilish is a Sagittarius, and like sense. Everything about her look, she has very heavy Sagittarius placements, and so like everything about her look is like very Sagittarius. It's like bright colors, really wild, and really like it's really like screw you energy, Yeah.
Accurate. Yeah.
I don't know, Chloe. Do you know my birthday, right? Do you know when my birthday is? I was gonna say, could you give me my sign without?
Hold on, let me see if I can. Hold on.
Oh yes, yeah. I guess.
Oh, I'm getting Taurus. I don't know why.
You're close. It's the water sign version of Taurus.
You'll have to.
Cancer.
Okay, all right.
I am a Cancer. Yeah.
Okay.
It's true.
Yeah. But to me, like, I'm just like, oh, okay, sure. That's you got it. And evidently, Michael, you were close.
Yeah.
There's a lot of water surrounding you right now, so that might have.
Yeah, maybe it did cloud it a little bit. Yeah,
clouded your what you were getting. Friendship test, Chloe, you passed. Yes. Michael, you're still learning, so we can still be friends. It's a much lower bar for you than Chloe. Chloe has her bar set much higher.
It's true.
I think one of the reasons why astrology has gotten more popular, especially in the sort of like the internet age, is I was talking about this again with somebody the other day. Is it used to be really difficult to make a birth chart. Like you used to have a bunch of books and like cross-reference things and do actual calculations. And now literally you can just go to like astro.com, put in somebody's birth date and time and location, and you've got literally everything spelled out for you. So it's really like almost democratized the access to this sort of like what used to be very, esoteric knowledge. Is, computers have kind of made it a little bit easier to do. In fact, I remember I used to have one of those. Again, this is one of those early 80s things. I haven't written an article about it yet, but I've always wanted to. It was a handheld electronic Mattel electronic horoscope thing where you would punch in the signs of the people that you wanted to find out if you were compatible with, and it would like draw a little LED sort of light on the surface of it, just like one of those old handheld, video games or whatever. But they actually made these, and they were huge hits at like the Christmas of 81 or 82, I think was when it was. So yeah, and it was that weird time, right when the 70s were ending and the 80s were beginning, where it was still kind of the 70s, even though it was technically the 80s. And so there were things like this kind of getting made by the new electronics industry. That's the kind of crossover stuff we like to do at We Are the Mutants. Talk a little bit about sort of how these seemingly ordinary things have weird origins and vice versa.
Yeah. And yeah, We Are the Mutants is a great website. You should definitely check it out. wearethemutants.com. Check that out. So Michael, I want you to think back onto, have you done a lot of like going out into the field and like looking for paranormal stuff, or have you had any paranormal like experiences yourself that you're like, this is it, this is what did it for me?
I've been really envious of like everybody who's had a UFO sighting in their lives, because I've been literally sitting here for the past 40 some odd years of my life. Yeah, exactly. Like one time when I was a kid, my cousins were out, like they were out in the country. I think it was in Maine or New Hampshire or something like that. And they had like a 10-minute long sighting that they told me all about. Sort of, the next morning it was like, floated over the house, like, whatever. They were 11, 12, 13. They certainly could have been pulling my leg, but knowing that I was so into that stuff, their descriptions were just so vivid. I wanted to like to throttle them and say, why couldn't that have been me? Especially at 13 or 14. I was like super, super jealous of them. I have never had a like a ghost experience or anything like that. I honestly, I think that like most of my weird experiences come from like that space between dreams and waking. Like sometimes you'll have this sense that you feel like a premonition of something happening. I think the only times I've had like real like paranormal experiences, they've been sort of in that area between like dreaming and waking, where the next day something that I predicted actually ended up happening. Usually really minor things, but that has happened before. So I'm one of those paranormal experts who can't say he's ever had a direct sort of experience like that. There are certainly some places
kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean,
the truth is out there.
The truth is out
there. There are certainly some places where you feel the weight of history a little bit more than other places. Like the first time I went to Europe, I went to the UK to Canterbury Cathedral, and like it's the first time I've ever been in any kind of like structure that was over 800-900 years old, and it's just sort of like you kind of feel the weight of the history on you at that point. So that's kind of like where reality and sort of the metaphysics of sort of meaningful and sort of like powerful places. Like I've never been to a stone circle. I really, really want to go to like Stonehenge or Avebury or one of those places, because I feel like that would be sort of the ultimate test of that theory, that like when you go to some place that has had a lot of energies building up in it over centuries, you can actually feel it when you get on the ground.
My wife and I went on our honeymoon. We did like a Northern European cruise, and we went to Iceland, and we went to a stone circle in Iceland, a very, very old one, and it was amazing. The only issue was there's so many other people there. It's really hard to like have that kind of sense of I mean, you can still, the sense of wonder is still there because it's Iceland. You're there. It's just beautiful everywhere. And you've got this, like these stones that have been sitting upright for, thousands of years.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see. And I can only imagine like going there and being like alone in that quiet. That's where I think that's where the magic like happens.
Definitely. There's a lot of controversy right now because they've just approved a plan to put a tunnel under Stonehenge in the UK. It's a horrible sort of, instance of the sort of, again, the modern world sort of just like taking these ancient things we take for granted and sort of, basically screwing around with them for, profit or whatever. And
there we go. That's 2021 for us right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how many movies have you watched where somebody disturbed the ancient ruins and something horrible comes out of them?
Don't do it.
Every single one.
Exactly. And in fact, in Iceland, they have like a department in the government, or like people who are actually advocates for the elves that might get, displaced by a construction project. And so there's this metaphor where it's like, it's them trying to protect the lives of these, hidden fairies and stuff like that. But what it's really about is slowing down progress. You know what I mean? It's all about sort of like taking a hard look at, do we really need this? And if it takes somebody being an advocate for the elves to do that, so much the better, as far as I'm concerned.
I feel the only movie that turned out well when they disturbed an ancient ruin was Encino Man. Like that turned out pretty well for everybody.
I could probably pick apart the historical inaccuracies in Encino Man, but I'm not going to do that.
I mean, that's a show in and of itself, Michael. So let's talk about that off camera. We'll get you a spot where it's just you talking about Encino Man.
Oh my God, yes.
I love that. Fantastic. So I would say, what's your do you have any places, especially because around here in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, like the New England area is just chock full of that kind of energy, right? Like it's not England old, but it's about as old as you can get here. And do
you all know about the Bridgewater Triangle?
Ooh, I don't, but let's talk about it.
Okay, well, because again, like I understand what you're saying about New England being, again, like redolent with like witch energies and sort of like all of the sort of like psychic turmoil that came with colonization and all that stuff. But like we don't really have any good old fashioned sort of like weird zones where things kind of like go awry, except for the Bridgewater Triangle. So this, if you are familiar with Boston, if you are familiar with the Northeast, basically south sort of Boston, right near the border with Rhode Island. There is a triangle that basically includes a lot of weird sightings. So there have been some Bigfoots. There have been some sightings of other sort of creatures. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't think that New England is one of those places that has sort of like, cryptozoological sort of creatures, but the Bridgewater Triangle definitely does. And, also, basically just sort of like, old tales from the last 200 years about like, weird disappearances, murders, that kind of thing. So check out the Wikipedia entry for Bridgewater Triangle if you're a local. It'll probably amuse you because you probably know somebody who lives within it, because it's basically just a giant area of south and southeastern Massachusetts.
I just posted that Wikipedia link in the chat, so you can click on it and browse. It's definitely one of the good ones. And of course, you guys know about the sunken towns out in Western Mass as well. When Chloe or I are from here, we're both Midwesterners, so we're not native New Englanders.
This happened a lot all over the country, especially during like the New Deal era in the 1930s, where they were trying to build up dams and infrastructure and stuff. So they actually evacuated and sank 5 towns below the Quabbin Reservoir, which is where most of Greater Boston gets its water from. So there are 5 dead towns sitting at the bottom of the reservoir. They moved all the stuff they could move out, like graveyards and stuff like that. But basically, that huge area was not a natural body of water. That was completely man-made. And again, it's a very weird feeling when you look at an old map of Massachusetts and there are 5 towns there that don't exist anymore. And
5 whole towns.
Yeah. I mean, again, they were put there because there weren't a lot of people living out there at the time, but people had to move. It was, an eminent domain thing. So that's another kind of haunted area of Massachusetts that people should check out. And of course, the whole Lovecraft mythos. I mean, all of those places were based on actual places, whether it's Salem or Athol or, any number of places. I didn't realize I was going to do a local angle, but I'm glad you brought it up, Matt, because New England is a really, really interesting place, And there, of course, the one of the most famous UFO cases was up in New Hampshire, the Betty and Barney Hill case in the early 60s, where a couple was abducted out of their car on the way back from Montreal. It's a great region if you're into this kind of stuff. I mean, sometimes we do get jealous of Nevada and New Mexico and all these other places that have, UFO and other sort of myths, but we've got plenty of it around here as well.
Yeah. The Midwest has, the Midwest is actually really scary. I don't know of as many haunted places, but we have a lot of serial killers.
Oh yeah, you do. I mean, Wisconsin is sort of famous for them, isn't it? I don't know if you're from Wisconsin, but
I am.
Yeah. So you've got Jeffrey Dahmer, you've got Ed Gein, you've got a whole bunch of those folks. And doesn't Wisconsin have its own cryptozoological creature? I wish I could remember the name of it. It's like a weird kind of like swamp monster kind of thing.
I'm very ashamed. I don't know this.
Oh man, I can't remember the name. If anybody in the chat can remember what the Hodag, is that it?
That sounds like a Wisconsin.
Yeah. It's kind of its own sort of, exists in the backcountry of Wisconsin kind of thing. Now, and of course,
have you been up to the Cryptozoology Museum in Portland?
I haven't. And Lauren Coleman, the guy who runs it, is a very famous cryptozoological author and everything. I've only passed by it. I think the time we went up to Portland, it must have been closed that day. And I was kind of like, oh, it's closed the day I came up to Portland. But
I went.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
I've been there. It's fascinating, but at the same time, it's really all it is a bunch of there's actual pictures and things, real information. Then it's just surrounded by kitsch.
Sure.
Surrounded by tchotchkes, Bigfoot tchotchkes everywhere.
Because they don't have any actual pictures.
But there are lots of pictures of Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, which I'm a huge fan of that movie.
That's incredible.
Cryptozoology is amazing.
I agree. And again, I feel like we do get kind of the short ends of the stick in New England because there aren't a lot of sort of legends that kind of have stuck around as far as weird creatures are concerned. So.
Right. But you've got Maine, and Maine is like the creepy. I mean, thanks to Stephen King, it's the kind of the creepy capital of the.
He's right though. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been out there in the middle of the night when there's literally no lights around. But I'll tell you something. Maine is Maine is definitely one of the scariest states in the union. There's no doubt about it.
While also being one of the coolest states. Like I love my wife and I love Maine. We go up there whenever we can. But yeah, you're right. You can see where it can just be absolutely terrifying. Especially the farther north you
get.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when you get to the point where the towns don't even have names anymore, it's just numbers, you know what I mean? It's like these unincorporated lands up near the Canadian border. It's pretty empty up there. It's pretty empty.
Wow. So Michael, do you have anything you're currently like working on or have anything that's going to be happening soon?
Well, We Are the Mutants, we're still doing as big a publishing schedule as we can. The pandemic's hit us just like it has everybody else as far as productivity goes. But we have some great news in that we are actually, the 3 editors of We Are the Mutants are working on a book that should be out late 2021, possibly early 22, tentatively called We Are the Mutants, Reaction and Resistance in American Genre Film. And we're going to be taking a look at basically a bunch of different genre films from about 66, 67 to 87, that sort of 20-year center of the Cold War period, and just basically looking at what they have to say about American politics, culture, and society at the time. So we're really excited to do it. We're picking about half really well-known movies and half kind of obscure ones, and they all are genre in some way, science fiction, Western, that kind of thing. So, and it's going to be out on Repeater Books, like I said, hopefully late 21, early 22.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, go to wearethemutants.com. So cool. Check out all of Michael's writings there and everyone's writings.
Thank you.
On that site. Fantastic. Michael, thank you so much. We're definitely I can see you becoming a staple on this channel.
I will come back and talk about anything you like anytime.
I love that.
Thanks very much.
So Michael, have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Thanks.
Take care. Oh man, I love having that good creepy talk.
I forgot how much I love spooky stuff. Like I really used to be into it when I was a kid because I was one of those kids that was like really into ancient Egypt, and I watched a lot of like unsolved mysteries and stuff like that. And I kind of I fell out of it because I figured out probably much later than I should have that I was having a lot of nightmares.
Yeah.
And so I kind of took a step back, but talking about it is so fun.
Yeah, I started reading Stephen King at a very young age. I remember picking up Cycle of the Werewolf, which is what the movie Silver Bullet is based on, and it's a graphic novel. And I picked that up when I was in maybe 8th grade or my freshman year of high school. And then I just kind of got hooked. And then I read things like Pet Sematary and The Shining. And I'm 13, 14. I'm like, oh God.
I couldn't even read Goosebumps. It scared me too much.
But yeah, I love the creepy stuff. Love the creepy stuff.
So fun. It's a really cool website too. You guys should check it out. It's so cool.
Yeah, definitely. And as Bella said, Google fodder for days. You've got plenty of rabbit holes you can fall down with all of Michael's writings. So good. All right. Well, moving on. We're coming up to a segment of our show that we like to call YouTubing. YouTubing.
Cowabunga.
Very excited. I'm very excited to show Chloe my YouTube video for the day. I'm just saying you're gonna see it live, and it's probably gonna get muted once it goes out on Twitch, because this does have probably some copyright material. Well, it definitely has copyright material in it. But it's wonderful. I asked Chloe before the show if she was familiar with an artist by the name of Pfohl's Pity Party, and she said she was not. So I'm very excited to I'm not even going to really explain what Pfohl's Pity Party is. If you know in the chat, don't say anything quite yet. I want Chloe to see this for the first time. But this is a mashup between Folsom Prison Blues and Pinball Wizard. And it's performed by an artist by the name of Pfohl's Pity Party.
I'm so excited.
Chloe, here we go.
Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He stands like a statue, becomes part of the machine, feeling all the bumpers, always playing clean. He plays by intuition, I never seen him fall. The deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays mean pinball. He ain't got no distractions, don't hear no buzzes and bells, don't see no lights a flashing. He plays by sense of smell, he always gets a replay. The digit counters fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, he has to be a twist. A pinball wizard, he's got such a supple wrist. He's a pinball wizard, his score shoots even more. The pinball wizard, the world's new pinball lord.
And that is oh yes, definitely.
I'm so conflicted because that was such a good mashup, but I'm so creeped out by that person.
The more you watch it, the better it, the less creepy it gets. He is such an amazing performer. He's just like, do yourself a favor, go down this YouTube rabbit hole and watch some of his live performances, some of his like covers. He does a version of Royals with Scott Bradley and Postmodern Jukebox.
Oh, I love Postmodern Jukebox.
Yeah, he does a couple things with Postmodern Jukebox. He's just got such an amazing, just golden, like
flexing those golden pipes.
Just a delicious voice.
It's like chocolate. His face so scares me though.
Right, but
something about the hat,
the little crown,
it creeps me. I'm creeped.
He doesn't talk unless he sings, even in his live shows. Like it's all.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's all.
I don't like a silent clown.
It's very pantomime until he sings, and then it's just an amazing. Chloe's not a fan. That's okay.
Not into a silent clown.
Not into. That's okay. Chloe, you sent me, and this is the weird thing about Instagram is Instagram won't. Like, just let me pause it. Playing videos on Instagram is not the...
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I'm sorry. I tried to find a different version of it, but it's just so cool.
So this is... I'm very excited. Here we go.
These are the handstand twins.
The handstand twins. All right, let's unmute that bad boy. And let's... No, maybe. It won't unmute, Chloe.
That's all right. Look at what they're doing. It's synchronized handstand dancing.
How are they holding their balance?
It's called core strength.
That's not real.
And shoulder stability. It's so cool. I will watch this on a loop for like an hour.
Wait, this is a loop, yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized we've been watching the same video.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Isn't that so cool?
I can't even do a little bit of a handstand. Not even really in a pool. Yeah, how is this not in a pool?
It's something I've been working on because I have so I'm hypermobile, which basically means that my joints are kind of floppy. And so I have to work extra hard for stability. Like if you can see like this, I should not be able to do this. Bend my pinky back 90 degrees. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You got a little bit. Can you do this one? We're gonna do the whole Baton scale.
No, I can't do that one.
Yeah. So there's a test called the Baton scale that it's a couple different spots, but it helps you check for hypermobility. And so one of them too is hyperextending your elbows. So this is like straight here. This is hyperextending. But so it makes it, I have to work extra hard for like joint stability. And so you need really good shoulder stability to be able to do that. You need really good core strength and you need really good shoulder stability. And so it's just like, it's such a slow build up for me.
Yeah. And you have to be able to do a handstand.
And you have to have the balance and the coordination to do a handstand.
Did you ever
okay with being upside down?
In your school, like growing up, going to school, did you have to do like the presidential fitness thing? Was tumbling part of that? Was like we had a tumbling section of PE.
You're kidding.
When I don't know if it was it wasn't presidential. Never mind.
Well, I guess we did have a tumbling.
But we had like a tumbling unit in PE
where you learn somersaults.
We learned somersaults. We learned like tripods. Where you
crow pose.
Follow David Thomas on Facebook, you'll see him doing the head down iPod. He's so good at it. He's gotten so
David Thomas. I actually am. I am old floppy joints. If you're in the woods of Wisconsin,
that's
and you see someone running like this.
Old floppy joints.
Old floppy joints. You kids stay out of the woods. I need to look up this hodag creature.
Yeah, we need to figure out what a hodag is. We'll usually that's something we'd have Mike do, but Mike's not here to do it. So I guess Chloe will have to look up hodag.
Oh my god, it's terrifying.
Is it? Let's look it up.
It's like a swamp creature. It's so scary.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
There's a fearsome critter resembling a large bull-horned carnivore with a row of thick curved spines down its back.
Let's see this. Let's see this. Look at the dumb look on its face.
Look at the dumb. It looks like he's smiling. Stop making fun of the hodag.
No, don't get me wrong. I would still be very afraid of that thing. But like, look at it.
Yeah. We're getting close to bringing on our second guest. Very excited.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Waiting very patiently back there, backstage in our green room, which is very comfortable. Our backstage is very comfortable.
Great snacks.
I did want to bring up. So was it last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. We had Dan Whitener on the show from a band called Gangsta Grass.
Yes.
And then after the show, I went to their website and I signed up on their website for their newsletter, and I signed up for a raffle to win like a swag box, and I won. I never win swag.
You're kidding.
No, and I want to show you some of the things that I got.
Oh my gosh,
I've been wearing this stuff like constantly because it's fantastic. I got this amazing hat, which you can't hold on. I'm going to turn my green. Please don't mind my
your excellent cabinet.
My green screen. No, it's just you can see the green.
Oh yeah, you have an actual. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. So I got this amazing hat, which got me. I had a conversation with the checkout person at Trader Joe's because he's like, "Hey, I love Gangsta Grass." I was like, "Yeah, they're pretty cool." I got that. I got this awesome sweatshirt, which is so warm, and it's got the the gangsta grass there on the. See that there?
Yes.
Very cool.
Y'all check out Gangsta Grass.
I got this little mask that said underneath I'm smiling.
I love that.
I've been wearing this a lot.
That mask.
And then I also got like a pint glass that's made out of silicone, so it's like I can't like drop it and break it.
That's amazing.
And that so yeah, it was amazing. I got that. I got a t-shirt that I should have had on, but I didn't get that far ahead.
That's all right. Sorry guys, Buddy Joe needed to make an appearance. He's feeling needy today.
Oh, hi, Buddy Joe.
Hi.
Buddy Joe, what are your thoughts about the creepiness of New England? Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Buddy Joe. That's Chloe's much older roommate.
He's quite old. Let's see. What's 13 times 7 is 70 plus 21, 91.
91. He's an old dude. And that's about how old Annie is too. But Annie's sleeping on the couch right now. She has no interest in coming over and being a part of this whatsoever. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we've blathered on long enough. It's time to bring on our next guest. Very excited to bring on our next
friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Friend of Chloe and I. We've performed with her. We haven't seen her in months because of this whole quarantine. So it's really nice to have her on the show. Please welcome Jess Pfohl.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Goodness, how are you this morning?
I'm good. It was funny earlier you were mentioning that it's gross outside, and it's funny because I woke up and I was like, "Yay! It's so cozy." So I love
cozy vibes.
Yeah,
I'm into it. It's just weird. Like
that's true.
You got to get used to. I'm already getting used to the whole getting dark at 4 o'clock thing because it's been light for so long.
Yeah.
Even though it happens every year, it doesn't change the fact that when it happens, I'm just like, oh,
I know.
Why is it so dark?
Yeah.
Especially this year, I think they could have canceled. And
I think they should. I think they could have canceled winter.
Yeah.
I mean,
could have done without
with
it.
the way we're treating the environment, I think winter will cancel itself pretty quick.
Oh no!
I mean, it was what 60 degrees 2 days ago. In end of November.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I guess we need the rain badly right now. So thank you, Booth, for reminding us that the planet needs watered. I'm really bad at watering plants, so I mean, a whole planet, I just can't.
It would be
Too
a lot.
much.
It's a lot of responsibility.
So Jess, welcome to the show. This is your first time on the show, which is
it
odd.
is.
I feel like we probably should have had you on here much earlier. So apologies for us waiting 26 episodes to get you on.
26 episodes.
26.
It's okay. There's probably like 52 amazing people who came before me.
I mean, we've
That sounded really passive aggressive, but I meant it. It's cool.
Cool.
It's
You
fine.
probably
I'm
like
sure
them
that they
better
were
than
fine.
me. It's
I
fine.
can count 52 people better than me.
except for the shows where we only had one guest.
Ah.
Like, I don't think that ever it might have happened. I'll have to go back and look at the tape.
Yeah.
So Jess, what have you been doing to keep yourself sane over the past 8 months? You're a freelancer, yes. So
I am.
freelance work. So is that really has this whole thing affected your freelancing?
Yeah, so I'm a videographer, so most of what I do is in person. So a lot of that went away. So it's been a lot of editing, which is good, but I'm also an extrovert, so that's been tough. So basically I've just been working on my business and trying to keep it alive and change what it is and turn it into something that can be done mostly remote with like a few batch shoots.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been working on that, got like weirdly into embroidery for like a while, and then got like I'm really into auto chess right now. So just finding like one thing to obsess over at a time.
What is auto chess? I mean, I know what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's not chess. I don't think I have the mental capacity for chess. But it's like basically it's sort of like a video game on a chessboard, and you build like little teams, and those teams do like cool fighting with other teams, but based on who they are, they'll like make synergies. So it's just like it's like a deck building game, but a video game. So
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's called Auto Chess.
yeah, it's an app.
It's an app. Okay.
Mhm.
Is it
I love a
something
good
you
app.
have to have it on your phone, or can you get it on like a computer?
You can do it on your computer too. Yeah. But yeah, I've been doing that a lot. It's fun, but each game is like an hour, so you kind of have to like commit.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
But
commitment.
it's addicting though, and you're like, oh, I'll just play one game, and then you lose, and you're like, no, I'm gonna do one more, and then you win, and then you're like, I'm gonna do one more.
That's how I used to be with like solitaire.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh yeah, you play, but then if you win, you're like, you got to start.
Yeah, you got to do a victory
I'm on
lap.
a roll.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going.
I feel that. That's how like. Have you played Among Us at all? That's something that we've kind of gotten into playing recently.
Let's list all the other names for Among Us. So Among Us is like it's an app version, yeah.
Among Us is a game. It's not just
but it's like online. So there are other it's basically, let's list all of these. One Night Ultimate Werewolf, Secret Hitler,
Chloe's getting
Mafia?
Mafia,
Yeah, I mean it's basically Mafia is what the game is.
Avalon. There's so many different names for this one same game.
Oh, Town of Salem. That's another one.
I have that game.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into it. It was a little like I just got it on a whim, thinking, oh, it's a multiplayer game. Maybe we could stream it. And I'm watching it, and I was like, oh, this game is.
It's intense. It's basically
intense.
like it's exactly the same mechanics, but you're in Salem, and then you can leave a will when you die, and then you can like guess who. You can basically say like, I think it's this person, or I checked this person this night, and people on that are very intense.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't know anything, and they're like, whoa, you should know things. Like, yeah.
And you don't just like get like in Among Us, you just get thrown into space or thrown out of the ship, and that's really all it is. With Town of Salem, they either hang you, and you see your little avatar get hung in front of people, or they burn you at the stake.
Wow.
Also, you watch happen, and it's like. This game is
That's horrifying.
It's horrifying.
And here's the thing with those kind of games. I realized I came to this realization this year because I'm a competitive person. I do like to win. And like when I go into a game, I have to like consciously set expectations for what I'm trying to do. Like, is this just a for fun game? Do I want to crush my opponent? Like, what is the object? And because like, if I go in like, I'm going to crush this game and then I lose, I'm very upset. So, and with things like this, I realize the object of the game is not to win, but to create chaos. And going into it with that mindset has made it much more fun.
So you like to just go in and troll people is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Did
you ever play that game where you like one person is it, but you don't know who's it, and you play in like a basement and all the lights are out, and then
body.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. And then you'll like hide, and then someone else comes to you like, oh, I'm scared, I'm gonna hide with you, but then they kill you. Like, do you know this?
Yeah.
So I've only had the pleasure of playing that game once. I've only like with a group of people. I mean, that's basically what Among Us is body. But you're little spacemen with fun little hats that you can change. But playing that game in real life is terrifying.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I think about it now. I'm like, we played some creepy games when we were kids?
Oh yeah, we played Ghost in the Graveyard. That was a game that we would play.
Yeah.
Where just roaming around in the dark. It was just creepy. like hide and seek in the dark.
This one is a little less creepy, but did you guys ever play Sardines?
Oh yeah.
No, I've never heard of Sardines.
It's reverse hide and seek. So instead of one person, everybody hiding and one person going to find people, one person hides and then everybody goes and finds them. And so when you find the person, you hide with them. And so then the last person to find them is the next person that's it. And I love that it's called Sardines because you're like little fish in a sardine can together. You're hiding.
Yeah, and you just have to find a bigger spot to hide every time because you have so many people.
Yeah.
We used to play this game. I like made up a lot of games with my friends, and we used to play this game called Court Jester, where there was like a king and a queen, and then you had to do something entertaining, and if they didn't like it, then they would say off with their head, and then you would be killed.
I love that so much.
Which probably put a lot of performance anxiety on you now as an adult. So you think back to that game, you're like, oh God.
Where is it?
Where's the king and the queen?
That's so good. That's so funny.
Dave Thomas says, Chloe does raise a good point, though. So many games are among us. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you get a classic game that doesn't have a copyright, and you know, you're like, oh, I could put this skin on it, or I could put this on it, and you know. And I'll play the same 5 games. I don't care as long as it's fun to play.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anywho. Jess, you've got a project. You've got a duo, a comedy duo that you're a part of. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm in a folk comedy duo with Joe Casper called Candid Badgers, and we do a lot of just improvised music and parody and that kind of stuff. And we're trying to create a holiday album, which I'm really excited about. And I'm hoping we're going to write a song about Thanksgiving because everyone says that there should be a song about Thanksgiving. So we're working on it. Yeah.
But we need to get away from I mean, there's the Adam Sandler turkey song, but that's such an old song at this point. We just need something new.
It deserves more than one song.
Yes, exactly. And then if there's 2 songs, I mean, that's better than one, and then one day we'll make a playlist. So
that's all Thanksgiving songs.
Yeah, that's all Thanksgiving songs. One day it'll happen. But yeah, so I'm really excited. We're working on it. Hopefully it's going to come out probably like the week before Christmas. We'll see.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. So you like how many? So about how many songs is going to be on the?
Probably 3 or 4.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And tiny little album. Yeah.
It's a little EP.
Just a tiny little album. So how's that been working with quarantine? Has it been like how have you? What's been your process with that?
Mostly just Zoom, and then just like, hey, you work on this, I'll work on that, and then we'll come together and figure it out. So yeah, I'm excited. And then and then he has a friend who's going to mix it. So
very cool.
Yeah,
very cool. So what are your instruments of choice?
Yeah, I play ukulele and piano, and then he plays guitar, and then we both sing.
Oh, very cool!
Amazing.
Rachel is a wonderful producer, and she is asking if you'll play something.
I can, yeah.
I know that you were like, oh, well, you know, but it would mean a lot to Rachel.
It would mean a lot to Rachel.
Sure, I can play something.
And
Rachel is the king and the queen.
Rachel is the king and the queen.
Oh no!
So it has to be good.
It does have to be good. I did bring my ukulele. I have another one on the wall.
I saw that.
I know.
Yeah, it's so cute.
What's the difference between the 2 ukuleles?
This one's slightly nicer.
That one is cute. So that's for the wall. And this is for the actual performance.
Yeah, it's like this is a very striking red, and then I have my Calvin and Hobbes art. So
nice.
Yeah,
cute.
Just
Chloe, we've had so many ukuleles on the show. I feel so bad that my ukulele it's still sitting in the corner. Like I haven't. Kitty!
Kitty! Oh, this is Francis. wants attention.
This is the stuff we want.
I've been actually trying to keep him away because he's been meowing by throwing Q-tips for him. I have a pile of Q-tips on my desk, and I just throw them. Ready?
Whatever works.
Bring it back, or
ready? Oh my goodness!
Oh!
Who loves Q-tips?
Q-tip.
Who loves them? Okay,
Perfect.
want to chase it? Want to chase it? Go!
You know, it's funny. You can get rid of me in a similar way. If you show a Q-tip in my face, I'm like, and then I have to go pick it up. If you throw it, I have to go pick it up.
Q-tip. I got a Q-tip. Go get it.
I went the wrong way. Sorry.
Oh,
It's the
no.
mirror
I did think
thing. I
about it.
can't.
Yeah, I have like markers. You know, I got landmarks that I can use. So anyway, Jess, you should play your song.
Francis
Cool.
is already bored with the Q-tip.
I know he's back for more. It's true. Okay, I just love this song. I'm actually gonna take my headphones out so you can get the ambient.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. Now we have the ambient sound. Okay, so this is called A Question by Bombadil, and my ukulele's here, but you can't see it. Excuse me, I have a question. Make us awkward. So if you like an awkward situation, just say, what is the story? Okay, here it goes. Do you like me too? Excuse me, I was obviously just kidding. Of course, I don't really feel without you. That'd be so incredibly awkward. What do I say now? Excuse me, I have a serious situation. If my eyelids are broken, I should see nothing when I close them. But I see your face smiling up at me in Tennessee. I'm asking you, do you like me too? Do you like me too? Excuse me, I have a question that will make us awkward. So if you would like an awkward situation, just say, what is it, Stuart? Okay, here it goes. Do you like me too? Do you like me too?
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, it's the most awkward situation in the world. And it seems like your other cat came to.
And they
Oh my God.
started fighting.
visit.
That was
Oh, and now
incredible.
they're fighting.
Well, they were, yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Jess, has Candid Badgers put anything out that people can see if people want to maybe check out some of your other songs? On with her head. So I think you're good. I think you're
That
good.
feels really good. Because they're all improvised, we just have like old show recordings. But one show recording we have that I really love is we have a song about Pi Day, and that's recorded on YouTube. And I love Pi Day and I love pie, and it just felt like I got to say all the pie I know, so that was nice. Yeah.
Top 5 pies, go.
Top 5 pies.
Top 5 pies.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm asking.
I just meant like the number, but
Well, I'm talking about actual pies. So let's do
we have to talk about it now.
that's not what this is for. This is the other pie. I like apple pie and I mostly like apple pie. People like pumpkin pie. People like pecan pie.
I know, yeah, but you're just an apple. Are you a purist?
I just like apple pie.
It's a good pie.
Raspberry pie is my favorite pie. I forgot about raspberry pie.
Ooh.
That sounds sus.
It's
As
frozen
the kids say.
and like from Sara Lee, and it's just raspberries and like blueberries and blackberries, and that's what we would get on Pie Day every year with my family. Is we'd get a raspberry pie and then say all the pie we know, and then each have a quarter of a pie.
Oh, here's a question: do you put cheddar cheese on a pie?
I don't, but I would eat it like
on apple pie
with like next to it. I'm kind of like a take one bite, take another bite person.
Yeah.
I love a slice of good sharp like cheddar, like melted on a piece of apple pie. It's so good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
cheese and apples are friends.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good
go ahead.
strawberry rhubarb pie.
I do like a good strawberry rhubarb. I'm a coconut cream pie kind of guy.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of coconut cream pie. I did this thing. I used to work for a like a traveling children's theater where we would go and do shows at like different like junior highs and grade schools around Illinois. And we would always go to these little diners in these towns where we would go. And I would always get a piece of coconut cream pie and like just tried all these different. It was.
I love that.
It was awesome.
I love a good food quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not huge into like raspberries and blackberries. It's the seeds. I don't like the seeds. They get I like the flavor. Okay. Like the flavor is fine, but it's like 4 hours after I've eaten the pie and I've still got seeds in my teeth. I'm like,
not into that.
Not into it at all. I know.
Just could lead to an awkward situation.
Rinse your mouth out. But then I get rid of the pie taste.
That's sad. That's true.
How long do you prefer the pie taste to linger in your mouth?
A good pie, the pie taste will linger the rest of the day. Just the rest of the day.
Incredible.
We've got Bella asking, what about grape pie? I've never had grape pie.
I've never had grape pie, and I'm from New York, so
grape
I feel like I've created my own state.
We're learning about I'm learning about cryptids from my state. You're learning about pies from your state.
I feel like this is why Matt has a beard. What? I don't know what
flavor.
I have a beard because I'm just not cutting my hair for the next.
I don't have this on purpose.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing anything until we're allowed to go out and be people again. So we'll see where this goes. So since you were talking about the number pie, Rachel does ask what your top 5 favorite digits of pi are.
Probably 9, 4, 5, 3, 1.
Those are all very good. Those are all very, very good digits.
Yeah.
It's for the lingering flavor. That's the beard for the lingering flavor. Okay, thank you, Bella, for explaining that. Yeah, I get it now.
That's funny.
So normally we do. We've been doing a segment the last, since we kind of started doing a segment called "What You Watching."
What you watching?
And Jess, we like, since you're still here, since you're still around. We haven't taken you off screen yet. We're now roping you into this segment. I hope you don't.
I'm so happy.
Are you a binger? Do you like to binge watch things?
Yep.
And now is the perfect time to do it. What have you been binge watching as of late?
I just watched all of Morning Show.
Oh, that's such a good show.
Which is
only one season,
on a morning show right now.
Yeah, but not near. Like this is not that kind of morning show.
No.
What is Morning Show about? I mean, obviously it's about a morning show, but
go ahead, Jess.
Jennifer Aniston and oh my gosh, Reese Witherspoon are on a morning show, and it's kind of like basically there was a problematic man who was fired for like sexual harassment, and so then like Reese Witherspoon comes in as the new reporter and then is trying to like dig into it, and so it's basically all about like figuring out what's actually going on and keeping this morning show afloat with this new person. I thought it was a really nuanced
take on everything. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And
it's
also,
very like Matt Lauer. It's got very like Matt Lauer vibes. You know,
Yeah.
Steve Carell plays the problematic host. Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
it's really good, and I wouldn't suggest watching it all at the same time because it's a lot of feelings, and like, yeah, that's one show I shouldn't have binged, but I did. And then you're just like, that one weekend, like my heart was racing the whole time, just like, you know.
Yeah, that's on the Apple TV. That's on the Apple.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
so if you have a Apple device or some sort of Mac or something, you probably have a like a free trial of Apple TV. Totally worth it because there are some really good shows on that. Have you watched Mythic Quest yet?
No.
That's also an Apple TV. It's the opposite end of morning show. It's about a multiplayer online game, much like World of Warcraft. But it's all about like the people that make the game, and it's got Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in it. It's got Ashley Birch. I don't know if you're familiar with Ashley Birch. There's a web series called Hey Ash, What You Playing? Or What You Playing? That's very, very funny. And she's just a wonderful actor. Who else is in it? F. Murray Abraham is in it. He's a very like older actor. And he plays like this 70s sci-fi writer that is now writing for this game, but he has no idea about like modern culture at all. Like it's all just like 70s sci-fi stuff, and it's really really funny to watch. What else have you been watching?
Well, we started watching Letterkenny, which I was not into at the beginning, and now I'm like super into.
Oh my god!
Oh, good.
Squirrely Dan is one of my all-time favorite characters in television.
Yeah,
we've been trying to talk like the bros and just like, crush some sandos, boys. I don't even know. I try so hard.
Ribbon some bicep curls.
Yeah.
Oh my god! If you haven't seen Letterkenny,
it's so good. It's so wholesome. It's a Canadian TV. Canadian TV is crushing it right now. May I say? Crushing it with Letterkenny and Schitt's Creek. Like, just really good, funny, yet wholesome shows. And it's so there. Letterkenny is like a small farm town, and but it's like farm town problems, but they have incredible wordplay and like tongue twisters, and it's so fun. It's so just fun.
There is a scene that they do where they talk about sashimis and sushis.
Sushis and sashimis.
Sushis and sashimis. And it's just the speed at which they talk, and it's
they have to practice a lot.
But that all started out improv, right? They are all improvisers.
I would buy that. Yeah.
Yeah, great, fantastic show. I'd pull up the scene, but my computer's doing this weird thing now, where the keyboard just starts doing like hotkey stuff. So if I try to type S, it goes into search, or if I type H, it brings like it's weird. So we're just not going to do that. So look that up on your own time.
Please do.
It is well worth it. And to answer your question, Sax Tootle, that is Salieri. Yes, F. Murray Abraham played Salieri in
oh my god,
Amadeus.
Oh my god,
if you remember that movie.
What a crazy film.
Oh yeah, 100%. Chloe, what have you been watching anything?
Okay, well, so mostly I've been watching Schitt's Creek.
Oh, we're working our way through. We're on the 6th season, right? We're on the last season. We're trying to take it slow because once it's done, it's done.
Oh, it's so good. I saw. Oh, what was the other? I just had it in my head and then it floated away. Well, so I have seen a few episodes of Queen's Gambit.
Oh, I've heard good things about that show.
Everyone's talking about it. It's good. It's definitely intense. It's a drama. So like just be prepared for that.
Okay.
But they make chess exciting.
Do they play auto chess? Is it auto chess or regular chess?
It's regular chess. And, you know, if we're bringing this all full circle, it's set in the 70s, I think. So, yeah.
So it's a time where women playing chess. What?
What? Yeah.
70s was a weird time.
Oh, what a weird time.
I'm working my way through the 4th season of Rick and Morty right now, which is, oh man,
what an experience.
That cartoon takes me on such an emotional journey.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I start out going, oh, this is fun. Yeah, this is, and then I'm like, what?
And then you're just overtaken by existential dread.
Yeah. And then it ends on something else goofy. And I'm like, sure, I'll watch another episode.
Yeah.
And it does it to me again.
They trick you.
Yeah. This season is rough. The 4th season of Rick and Morty is rough. I watched the latest episode I watched was Morty gets Rick to make him a pause live or like go back and respawn clicker, so he can do, like, if he does something and then messes up, he can just go back and do it again, and he uses it. And just where that goes is a nightmare. It's like, oh Jesus, this is dark.
Oh no.
those guys are dark. Fantastic. Anything else you're watching, Jess? Anything else you want to?
I've been watching a lot of really bad Christmas movies. I'm like already there.
Did you watch Holiday?
Oh yeah, I watched Holiday. I just watched Switched again. I also watched Operation Christmas Drop. I'm like in it. It's bad. I'm in the really bad ones.
Is Operation Christmas Drop like Operation Dumbo Drop, where they drop an elephant with Santa hat on, with a Santa hat?
It's so bad. It's like basically it's like a bunch of military people dropping off presents, and then like a very uptight senator's aide trying to like stop them from doing it, but then falling in love.
Yeah, they need to make budget cuts.
Yeah, they need to make budget cuts somewhere, and her kind of corrupt senator is, I don't know, like trying to stop them from doing this good thing. Anyway, it's intense. I wanted to, if I could write like review titles, I'd be like Operation Christmas Drop, more like Operation Christmas Flop.
Jess, we need a correspondent for that, so maybe that can just be something that you do.
Yeah,
you're gonna be our December Christmas movie correspondent.
All headlines.
Oh, so well, clear your schedule in December on Monday mornings, because we're gonna have you back on the show. Have you seen Ernest Saves Christmas?
No, I haven't.
Big fan of the Ernest P. Worrell holiday movies.
Okay.
Ernest Scared Stupid was his Halloween movie. He skips Thanksgiving and goes straight to Christmas. Ernest Saves Christmas is a delightful romp. Yeah, it's. Are you familiar with Ernest P. Worrell?
No.
The character. There's an actor by the name of Jim Varney, who he was the voice of the spring dog in Toy Story.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's. I know people know Toy Story. He also, if you saw the Beverly Hillbillies movie that they made back in the mid '90s, early 2000s, he played Jed Clampett as well. Very, very. He's an amazing character actor, and he has this character named Ernest P. Worrell that had its own show that you can look up on YouTube called "Hey Vern, It's Ernest."
Wow.
So check that. All the episodes are on YouTube. You can watch them, and they are bizarre.
That's delightful.
Just to give you a sense of his character, he wears a denim vest.
He does. He's a very lovable dummy. And he's a very lovable character.
Yeah.
Well, Jess, thank you so much for coming onto the show. Thank you for playing us your tune. Check out, keep an eye out for Candid Badger's Christmas album coming out hopefully the week before Christmas. And keep an eye on this show in coming weeks to hear maybe Jess come back and do some Christmas movie reviews.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, Jess, have a wonderful rest of your morning.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, and just like that,
Just like
show
that.
was almost over, but we still have a couple of things to talk about.
Yes. Let's cover them. Let's do
cover them. Here's the trivia question. Approximately how many coffee beans does it take to make a single shot of espresso?
Okay.
Chloe, what was your guess?
The number in my head is 14.
14. We had someone in the chat earlier say 42. Let's see. Do we have any? I mean, that's a great number. That's a good guess.
It's a great
not
number.
accurate. Well, it's closer than your guess, Chloe. I will say that 42 is closer. The actual answer is, let me find it here. The actual answer is 50.
It's 50?
Takes 50 coffee beans, approximately 50 coffee beans to make one
like a lot.
shot of espresso.
Espresso.
Also, a little fun fact about espresso is the Italian government actually regulates espresso because it is seen as part of everyday life.
Interesting.
Something that is part of everyday life. Let's do some real quick birthdays today. Let's see. We've got 14th President Franklin Pierce. It's his birthday today. Boris Karloff, and of course Miley Cyrus. I thought those three worked really well together.
Yes.
Miley Cyrus has a new album coming out. I saw on Spotify.
Does. Yeah, she got that song Midnight Sky.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet. I will probably check that out today.
And a duet with Dua Lipa. It's on Dua Lipa's album.
Nice.
What's it called? It's good music. I like it.
Is it? Is it good?
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Other birthdays this week. We've got Colin Hanks and Katherine Heigl tomorrow. Christina Applegate and Joey Chestnut, who is an American competitive eater. Because, that's important.
Because his name is Joey Chestnut, and if that's your name, that's your destiny.
Thanksgiving birthdays. We've got Charles Schultz, Robert Goulet, and Tina Turner. And then
Tina Turner?
Yeah, Tina Turner, birthday on Thursday. And then Friday, Bruce Lee, Jimi Hendrix, and Jaleel White.
Urkel.
I prefer Stefan Urkel.
Yes.
All those birthdays this week. If you've got a birthday this week, happy birthday. If you had a birthday a couple days ago, happy birthday.
It's Jess Cashin's birthday. Happy birthday, Jess Cashin.
And also another contestant on Mind Over Manor, Jess Cashin. Happy birthday. That's our show, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. We've got so many good shows. It's Monday. Monday's a packed day on 2MB Studios. We've got That Sounds Right, which is our newest game show. So much fun. That show is so much fun. Hosted by Kaylee Kane and Tim Booker as Misinformation and Will Actually. So you can check that out at 7, followed by Poof, the Magical Game Show after that. Then Run On, which I am a co-host with the lovely Ben Scuria. And then round things out tonight with Kelly McFarland and Genuine Nonsense.
Genuine.
It's a busy Monday is a busy day.
It's a good day.
On 2MB Studios. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting the channel. Chloe, any closing words of wisdom?
Oh, yes. Focus on the food at Thanksgiving.
Focus on the food.
Focus on the food
at Thanksgiving. And with that, we will bid you all a wonderful Thanksgiving week, and we will catch you next Monday. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Goodbye, world.
Bye.